Now, it appears the South Korean economy is going to face some serious headwinds for the foreseeable future. That's the assessment of the country's finance ministry. For the first time this year, the ministry on Friday expressing concerns about an economic slowdown due to soaring inflation and the worsening financial turmoil we're seeing engulfing the world right now. Eum Ji-young with more.
Due to economic uncertainties both at home and abroad, there are concerns over a slowdown for the South Korean economy. This is the assessment made by the Finance Ministry's latest economic greenbook on Friday, which says the economic recovery in South Korea may be losing steam.
Amid the soaring inflation and the worsening economic situation abroad, there are concerns over economic slowdown. The country's recovery in exports and investment may weaken.
The average daily exports grew by around 11% last month compared to a year earlier, led by semiconductors and petroleum products. But the on-year growth in exports slowed compared to that of April, which was more than 15%. Also, the balance of trade in April came to a deficit of $80 million as import prices of commodities surged by almost 38% on-year amid the war in Ukraine. As prices of commodities and energy rise globally, South Korea's consumer price index last month spiked by 5.4% from a year ago, the steepest rise since 2008 during the global financial crisis. The government has raised its inflation outlook for this year to a 14-year high of 4.7%. It's a drastic increase from the 2.2% estimate made in December. Also, its latest economic growth forecast was slashed to 2.6% from an earlier projection of 3.1%. Meanwhile, the Greenbook said that the country's employment is recovering, with around 28 million people being employed in May, an increase of 3.4% from the same period a year earlier. It also said domestic demand is recovering, led by the service industry with the lifting of social distancing measures. The government says it'll implement new economic policies to stabilize consumer prices and lay the foundations for overcoming the low economic growth. Eum Ji-young, Arirang News.